Hello students, I am going to discuss today about the differences of Java, C and C++. It's a second unit, that is Java evolution, and second lesson of this unit is Java for BCA 5th semester as per the syllabus of IK Gujral, Punjab Technical University, Jalandhar. First of all, the points of difference between Java and C language. The first point is related to the developer. C was developed by Dennis Ritchie between 1969 and 1963. Now, why I written this content? I have written this content because someone says that it's developed in 1970, or some students say that it's developed in 1971. I think in between 1969 and 1973, Dennis Ritchie launches this language. That's why I have given this figure. And what about Java? Java was developed by James Gosling in 1995. Now, if I am talking in terms of Java, James Gosling basically started the procedure in 1991. And in first step, the name was Green Talk, then Oak, then Java, like this. They developed the language first, and after that, they have given the name. Now, what about C language? Second point. Second is a procedural language, means there is no relationship of object-oriented content inside this particular language. The contents are related to procedures only. And one more thing, top-down approach is there. And in case of object-oriented, bottom-up approach is there. That is, we have to develop object first and then class. That's why it's a bottom-up approach. And Java is an object-oriented language. C is a middle level language because binding of the gap takes place between machine level language and high level language. I think one question was also there in your first semester, that why C is known as middle level language. This question was there in your syllabus. And you have to write the answer like this, that it bridges the gap between your high level language and low level language. That's why it's known as a middle level language, like that. Now, what about Java? Java is high level language because the translation of code takes place into machine language using compiler or interpreter. Just in time compiler is there, and one interpreter is also there. Compilation and interpretation, both the terms are there. We will discuss these terms in Java virtual machine in one of the lectures of your curriculum. C generally breaks down to functions and Java breaks down to objects. Now, the other functionalities, overloading functionality is not supported by Java. Similarly, some more concepts like inheritance, you can say, and polymorphism, data hiding, encapsulation. Too many contents are there, too many functionalities are there of object-oriented programming sequence, which are not supported in C language. And what about Java? Java supports method overloading, which helps in code readability. Now, if I am talking in terms of overloading, again, too many questions are there. What is the meaning of overloading? And what is the meaning of method overloading? And what is the meaning of constructor overloading? And what is the meaning of overriding? Again, some questions are there. If I am talking in terms of that, I would like to give some idea. Suppose one class is there and two methods are there, and methods with different parameters are there. If the names of both the methods are same and class name is different, then it's known as method overloading. If the name of the class and name of the two methods, all the three is same, then it is known as constructor overloading. I repeat again, if the name of the class and the name of the method is same, then and multiple methods are there, then it is known as constructor overloading. If the name of methods are same, but it's different from that of class, then it's known as method overloading. The next point is C support preprocessors and Java doesn't support preprocessor. I will discuss this point using some programming ideas. C doesn't support OOPS concept. Of course, no content is there of object-oriented programming sequence, but Java supports object-oriented programming sequence concept. Union and structure, it's one of the unique features of C language. It's not there in Java or also in C++, this content is not there. C supports storage classes. Java doesn't support the storage classes like automatic or auto storage class, and various other storage classes are there. You can study separately about that. And one content about union and intersection. Do you know about what is the meaning of structure and what is the meaning of union? When we discuss about the declaration of variables, in first step, suppose I am using integer variable, then some group of variables is required, then we use arrays. Similar kind of data can be stored in array, but if we have to store different data types, different kind of material with different data types, then we use structure. If we would like to save the memory, then we will use union. But in case of union, you can display only the last content executed or the maximum spaced content you can display. And in case of structure, you can display all the contents. That's why structure takes more memory. These are basically the points of difference between structure and union. You can also study this point separately. These are basically the separate areas. If I am talking in terms of preprocessor, for example, hash or define pi, I can use define to implement some content. Suppose I am using hash define pi then space 3.14. It means inside wherever I write pi, then I can implement the value 3.14 or whatever the value given at the top. And similarly, you can separately study overloading. That's also one area: overloading, method overloading, constructor overloading, overriding. These are the different areas. And another one is union and structure. And the next one is storage classes. Now about keywords, there are near about 32 keywords. I'm not going into detail of the keywords. You can also study separately because we are discussing only the point of differences. And in Java, there are 50 keywords. It's another area of study that what are the new keywords that are introduced inside Java language. Goto statement is supported in C language, but Java doesn't support goto statement. Goto is similar to loop shifting. You can go to any control structure or your loop with the help of goto statement, but Java doesn't support such kind of content. Virtual keywords are supported by C language, but virtual keyword is not supported by Java. C and C++ virtual keyword is there. Next one is overloading functionality is not supported by C. I think we already completed this one. This one is the repetition. Overloading and Java supports method overloading, which help in code readability. Default members of C are public. By default, all the members of the program or all the members in one particular block are public, but default members of Java are private. You have to declare public contents by writing public. The next point is memory allocation. This one is too much important point regarding languages. Memory allocation in C can be done by malloc function. Malloc and calloc functions are there. It's again a separate area of study. What is the meaning of memory allocation and what is the meaning of malloc? You can study separately about this thing. But here I will tell only that malloc is one of the function of memory allocation. In case of Java, we already completed, I think, 2 or 3 labs. In the labs, I discuss about new keyword, that is basically about memory allocation or instance of the variable. You are creating one object, and then memory is also allocated to that object. Free is used for freeing the memory in C language. Free is one keyword basically, or one block of execution with the help of which you can free the memory. It's used also in your memory allocation content. And in case of Java, compiler will free up the memory internally by calling the garbage collector. Garbage collector is there inside Java and you can free the memory. C supports pointers. With the help of pointers, you can access the memory. And Java doesn't support pointers. That's why Java is a secure language. That's one major point of difference regarding security. With the help of pointers, basically security can be breached. It's one positive point also, a negative point also. Both the aspects are there. C is not portable because no virtual machine is there. That's why C cannot be easily transferable from one platform to another platform, but Java can be transformed from one platform to another platform because Java runs on Java virtual machine. That's why it's known as portable language. You can easily execute the program written inside your Windows, and you can transfer that particular program to your Mac system or Linux operating system. You can easily execute that because Java runs on basically Java virtual machine, none other than that. That's why Java is known as portable language. Next one is call by value and call by reference is supported in C, and Java it only supports call by value. Now not call by reference, because call by reference works with the help of pointers and pointers is not supported in Java. That's why call by reference is not there in Java language. Okay, the next one is Java and C++. Now Java and C++ both are object oriented languages. Here one concept is there that Java is basically the pure object oriented language and C++ is object oriented language. Now what I have already discussed in the previous videos, that object oriented language is basically the combination of your procedural and object oriented language. And what's the meaning of pure object oriented language? That is Java. Basically all the programs are related to your classes and objects. Now the first point is related to, as I have written in the slide. First one is founder. Founder of Java is James Gosling, and C++ developed by John Stroustrup in 1979. You can say it's a C with objects or C with classes. First release is 23rd of May 1995. It's October 1985. It's a theoretical concept, and the stable release is Java SC 1.4 and JDK 14 was released in March 17, 2020. It's the latest version of your Java. Then C++ 17 was released in December 2017. It is latest release. And if I am talking in terms of first release 1995, before 1995 Java was developed, or James Gosling started developing with his team, and the name of those persons is Patrick Norton and James Gosling. A team of three is there. They started developing the languages in 1991. Mike Sheridan, Patrick Norton, and James Gosling. These three persons are there. And if I am talking in terms of C++, Bzan Stostu, he also works with Dennis Ritchie, Ken Thompson, Brian Kernighan. These are the group of people. And some of the people work on C language and some of the people also work on C++. Basically, the advanced content of C, that is C with classes, is known as C++ language or C with object-oriented language. The official website of Java is oracle.com, Java, then C++, isocpp.org. It's the official website. Then Java was influenced by ADA, Algorithm Design and Analysis, 83, Pascal, C++, C hash, etc. These languages. That's influenced by these languages means whenever some language is there with some drawbacks, the new language can be formed easily. And you have to work on those drawbacks, those negative points, those limitations, and you can work easily on the new language. And C++ is influenced by, again, algorithm design and analysis, ALGOL, algorithmic language, 1968, then C language, Simula, Smalltalk. I've already discussed about Simula and Smalltalk. The next one is influenced to. Java was influenced to develop Bean Shell. What can be developed next? C hash, Closure, Groovy, Hack, JHash, Kotlin, PHP, Python, Scala. These are the languages. You can study one by one about Bean Shell, C hash, Closure. I am not going to discuss about these languages in this slide. You can study at your own level and can discuss with me or write the comments inside the video. C++ was influenced to develop C99, Java, PHP, and Python languages. Now, if I am seeing this row, influence to, one most important language nowadays, that is Python. Basically, Python is influenced by Java, C++, and other languages. Guido van Rossum, who developed Python language, basically influenced by these languages. That's why he able to develop Python language. Now, platform dependency, platform independent, Java bytecode works on any operating system. Basically, it works on Java virtual machine. It's platform dependent. C++ should be compiled for different platforms. Then in case of compilation, Java is both compiled and interpreted language. Both the contents are there. One is compiler. If I am talking in terms of compiler, that is just-in-time compiler. If I am talking in terms of interpreter, it's interpreted inside the Java virtual machine. Later on, I will discuss about interpreter and compiler both while we study about the working of Java virtual machine. Near about 20 to 30 steps are there regarding Java virtual machine. I will discuss in detail in upcoming lectures. C++ is only compiled language. Next one is memory management. Memory management is system controlled, and memory management is in C++ is manually. Now, system control, what is the meaning of system control? Basically, it works on Java virtual machine, and machine will work for us regarding memory management. In C++, we have to do manually about memory management. Virtual keyword, it doesn't have virtual keyword, but in C++, virtual keyword is there. This first point is too much important as far as your programming aspects are concerned. multiple inheritance. It supports only single inheritance. Multiple inheritance achieved partially using interfaces. We will discuss in detail in the lecture of inheritance that what is the meaning of inheritance, what is the meaning of interfaces, how inheritance can be achieved inside Java. Everything is there. But here we have to remember only that multiple inheritance is not possible in case of Java. That is one parent and two child. This content is not possible in case of Java. Only one child can access the contents of parent class. Multiple child can't access the data and methods of a parent class, but it can be achieved using interfaces, and later on we will discuss about that, what is the meaning of interfaces and how it can be achieved. But in case of C++, we have already completed this single, multiple, multi-level, everything is possible in C++. Now overloading, it supports only method overloading and doesn't allow operator overloading. Now basically what operator overloading is doing, operator overloading basically uses your pointer concept, that's why it doesn't support. It supports both method and operator overloading. Now pointer, it supports limited support for pointers. It's almost nothing, almost zero support at the back end. It may be possible that pointers are there, but pointer is not supportable in case of Java language. It strongly supports pointers. Now goto keyword is not there in Java, but C++ supports goto keyword. With the help of goto keyword, I have already discussed in points of difference between Java and C. We can easily jump to one particular block. Structure and union, I have already discussed. It's not there in Java, but also uh, in case of C++, structure and union is not there. It's written wrongly here. C++ supports structure and union. Structure and union is also not there in C++. And what next? Parameter passing. Java supports only pass by value technique. Now pass by reference is not there in Java because Java doesn't support pointers. That's why call by reference or pass by reference or parameter passing with the help of pointers is not there, because support of pointers basically is not there. Now summary is we have completed Java and C plus C point of difference, and the second one is Java and C++. Thanks for attending the lecture.